Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the IndiaBix forums to sociologically decode how modern professionals tackle the absolute most dreaded interview prompt in the corporate world. Seriously, what we found in this data is a brilliant, kind of hilarious, and highly revealing look into human behavior when the pressure is totally on. Let's get right into it.
You know the one, what are your strengths and weaknesses? It's the ultimate test of self-awareness and strategy. Every single job seeker inevitably faces this in the hot seat. It sounds simple, right? But man, it's a trap. Your palms sweat, your mind goes blank. It's this highly choreographed dance where if you go too confident on your strengths, you sound arrogant. But if you go too honest on your weaknesses, well, you talk yourself right out of a job. So how are people actually navigating this today?
To really grasp the sheer scale of anxiety and preparation around this exact topic, just think about the number 2,601. Yep, there are exactly 2,601 posts on just this one single forum thread trying to crowdsource the absolute perfect, foolproof response. People aren't just winging it anymore. They're seeking out communities to road test their answers, desperately looking for validation before they ever step foot in an interview room.
Spanning an incredible 261 pages, this thread is uncovering the hidden archetypes of job seekers. By categorizing these thousands of answers, we can actually craft a pretty fascinating narrative out of the raw data. It reveals the underlying psychological tropes people are using right now. We're looking at distinct survival strategies. We've actually identified 3 major archetypes, and I guarantee you've either used one of these yourself or you've definitely heard someone else use it.
Let's kick things off with Archetype 1, the humble brag weakness.
This is the traditional, old-school approach where the goal is simply to never, ever admit a real flaw. Consider a user named Amima. She writes, "I'm a hard worker who will complete my task without resting." Notice the tactic here? She brilliantly disguises a massive strength, working tirelessly without rest, as a supposed flaw. She's essentially telling the HR manager, "My biggest problem is that I will literally work myself to the bone for your company." The classic humble brag.
And it's wild just how common this trope is. We found multiple users like Manda Vaishnavi, Imama, and Sunil Madhav relying on the exact same narrative. Manda says, "I can't say no to people who ask me any help." Imama chimes in with, "I can't say no to people who ask for help." And Sunil goes with, "I never say no to people who ask me for help." Hearing them back to back perfectly highlights the strategy. The goal is to paint yourself as the ultimate team player, just way too empathetic and dangerously helpful. It feels safe, sure, but HR managers hear this exact phrase hundreds of times a week.
Which brings us to a rather funny pattern hidden in the data. Archetype 2, the copycat phenomenon.
When the stakes are high, people don't just share ideas, they share literal templates. Take Patil from 5 months ago and Bablu Yadav from 6 months ago. Their strengths? I am confident about my skills and I am capable of facing bad situations. Their weaknesses? I can never leave the work if I do not complete it. They submitted perfectly identical word-for-word templates exactly 1 month apart. It's fascinating because it treats a deeply personal question like a standardized test, as if there's just one definitive correct answer you can blindly copy-paste to pass.
But the forum isn't just copycats and humble brags anymore. Enter Archetype 3, the modern tech flex.
This is where candidates stop playing defense and go totally on the offensive. Take Horshita Gumber, who posted just days ago. She lists her strengths as analytical skills and consistency, but then drops this line: ability to use generative AI tools to improve productivity and efficiency. Listen to how she strategically positions herself for the modern era. She's not just saying, "I'm good with computers." By specifically calling out fluency with Gen AI, she instantly signals that she's forward-thinking and ready to automate tasks to save the company time and money. It's a highly calculated flex.
Similarly, check out how a user named Udhav handles the exact same prompt. He confidently packs his response with high-value technical buzzwords, directly quantifying his success. He talks about building cool AI projects like smart chatbots and then names a specific metric. Solving tough coding problems fast, 200+ lead code. He skips the vague platitudes entirely. Instead, he drops hard, quantifiable data, proving his strength right there in the sentence.
But remember, he still has to answer the weakness part, right? Uddhav says, "My main weakness is perfectionism." He admits he spends extra time fine-tuning small details to make things perfect. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking, come on, Uddhav fell into the exact same trap. That's just another humble brag. But wait, there's more to it.
Solving the perfectionism problem. What makes Uddhav's response truly stand out isn't the weakness he chose, it's what he does immediately after.
He doesn't just leave that weakness hanging in the air for the interviewer to worry about. He provides a beautifully structured 4-step resolution. 1. He acknowledges the perfectionism. 2. He explains his coping mechanism, using time-box sprints. 3. He builds quick prototypes to avoid getting bogged down. And 4. The real kicker, he states this helps him deliver 30% faster without losing quality. He gives the HR manager a highly actionable blueprint showing real personal growth. He literally took a tired cliché and transformed it into a masterclass on project management and self-correction.
So, we've seen the people who can't say no, the identical copycats, and the AI-wielding tech flexers. Now, bring it back to yourself. Imagine you are seated in front of the HR manager right now. The forum is currently on page 261. What are you going to post on page 262? After seeing all these strategies, ask yourself how authentic your own answer really is. Will you rely on a safe template, or what unique strategy will you bring to your next interview to stand out from the other 2,600 applicants? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.